Hello, I want to talk to you today about transdermal magnesium and anti-age and how it contributes to health and beauty and rejuvenation of the body. We do have a lot of people when we started this company in France that it became popular on Instagram for, a lot of facial hair care, acne, certain skin conditions, um, just like in the same way that people before would go to the Dead Sea or they would, it's kind of the same idea, but except for it's not polluted as the Dead Sea is today and not high in bromine, and it has a much more pure profile as it's coming from a 250 million year old sea at a mile underneath the ground, which is now a rock strata. Um, so some of this purity allows for a high level of detoxification. So this is helpful for the circulation, which is helpful for the skin. A lot of people don't understand yet the anti-age value of magnesium insofar as acid residues. A lot of the acid residues that get caught up in the body on a daily basis are actually um, um, neutralized and pulled out of the body through chelation and magnesium. Minerals are kind of the opposite of acids in a way. They kind of, it's like a system, a buffering system where the minerals kind of counteract the acidity in the body. So this is how these two come together and then are exited through the sweat glands or other emunctories, the bile system, the hair, anywhere that it can get out. But using this for facial care, hair care, skin care can be much more global type of healing than just addressing one specific issue. Like, for example, acne. A lot of people will buy it for that, teenagers, and what we notice is that it works better if you just do the application for 4 months than it will if you try to just put it on the acne or whatever. Like, so some of these things are local, some of them are not. Like, I had one client who put the magnesium on her back and she didn't go progressively. She just went full on right away, and she said, "Oh, I have this redness all over my back. It was horrible." And and so she was complaining, and then she called me back a month later to say that her skin condition that was on her back uh, was no longer there. So it was like, well, maybe that redness and all that pushing out, it's called rubor in Latin. It's like it's a healing term, but it's like the body's pushing out something, and that redness is part of it. And so this product has character. It's not just like, oh, this is a nice little cream. We can just put it on and everybody's happy. No, this product stings. It has kind of like a stickiness. There's something about it that, like, technically would be off-putting, but that's why it works, and that's why we don't cut it and we don't cream it and we don't, we try to use it the way it is. Respect nature as it is, and the results, can be much more global and not just specific. Um, So one of the things that people will use it for, the anti-age effect, the skin, um, the for the hair. There's a lot of people in Japan who will use it for removing the gray hairs, for example. This is famous. But then you also have the the stimulation of the capillaries that re-stimulate the growth of the hair. Now this you can feel when you put it on your head or any like more sensitive area. You'll feel that tingling, that kind of electric sensation. So the circulation is not really a mystery at that point. You can kind of feel something's moving already. A bit like if you were to put like mint or something, it has that kind of like a little bit of like tingling. But this is positive, and so um, other people will use it for. I'm trying to think here, like for skin conditions, like specific skin conditions, like psoriasis or things that typically you would travel long distances to these thalasso and spa treatments to try to heal. You might be able to do it at home for $12 a month, and this is important because most people, urbanites and different groups of people, are not ever going to do these cures and these applications and these thermal treatments. And so you need to find something which everybody has access to. So that's what we're trying to do. And just remember that with all of these treatments and all this healing that can happen for certain conditions, that there's a lot of lookalikes out there. There's a lot of fake products that are just imported from Asia. They're solvent extracted from potassium mining, derivative mining, and then they upgrade it. That's what it's called, upgrading, which is where they solvent extract it and make it into magnesium oil or whatever. And so this is a totally different product. This is and even the working conditions of these places are like hell on earth. So this is a totally different reality than what we're doing. This is actually coming from the heart of Europe and Holland, underneath the ground, a sacred spot of bischofite, which is a pure natural magnesium chloride. And a lot of people want in on that without having to go through the proper channels, so because it's so much cheaper. Everything in Asia, you can just have it sent over in plastic bottles. It costs $1. It costs 20 cents, and then you mark it up. So this is like a higher quality product. We use glass bottles. We don't have generic caps or any. Everything is thought out, and we're only $12 a month. So it's not expensive. You just have to know about it. I always recommend taking at least 2 to 4 bottles and just going through your first 3 or 4 months, 6 months, and getting it in the system and healing the optimum, healing to where you have optimum levels of magnesium in the body throughout the life cycle, so that you can fight off the medically enslaved third age, which awaits most people when they turn 60, or they start coming into this later chapter of life, and we start becoming dependent on all these different medicines. And a lot of this could be avoided through understanding deficiencies. So come check us out at theheartoftradition.com. Thanks.